Oh yes. Yeah, we the fuck back, baby. Get that shit set up right. Yeah. Welcome back to another episode of the JSP Podcast. I am your host, Dante Knox. Welcome, people. What's going on, man? How you been? We are in February already. Damn, man, this shit is going fast as hell. What's going on, man? Everybody, share the live, share the live, share the live. Yeah, I got a couple things that we're going to talk about. Some obvious things that have happened since the last time we tapped in live, and yeah, a couple other things that I wanted to talk to you guys about as well. Yeah, man, just happy to make it through another week. All right, now, yeah, let me go ahead. I'm gonna check this IG. Oh yeah, IG is good. Kick is also good. What's up, Kick? We're gonna check this one too. Let me see what that is. Create a dashboard. Oh yeah, we are live on there too. Yeah, mute that. Go ahead, mute that. All right, yeah. To make sure we're set up, we are streaming on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Kick. So if you are on any of those, make sure you find me, Dante Knox, or you could look up Jersey South Productions, JERZY South Productions. Also, Jersey South Productions, JERZY South Productions at gmail.com. If you guys want to join in on the conversations while we're live, you do not have to be seen. We can turn your camera off, so it'll just be like a caller. You'll just hear the audio. So yeah, if you guys have any topics that you guys want to talk about, drop them in the comments, and maybe we can get to them. And yeah, I'll look some of the facts up right here in front of everyone so we can keep everything factual, because we are definitely a people of facts. We don't gaslight you to your face, and that's always so good. If you guys didn't know, I'm also one of the podcasters for the Balance Podcast. Shout out to the spot at 3549 HD Carm, Mr. Chop, uh, Reef, Jers, everybody over there, everybody a part of what's going on. Shout out to my cousin Carm, Lil Carm too, over there doing his things for True Visions. Yeah, man, the collective. Shout out to everybody. All y'all doing y'all thing. Shout out to y'all. It's only right. Give you guys your applause. Give you flowers. Yeah, man, it's really dope that we all got together, started doing everything we're doing with the video production, with the podcasting, and all of that. It's a good opportunity for everybody to tap in with what we're doing, and it's also a lifelong dream of all of ours. I know of mine, to be able to do anything you think of when it comes to this entertainment shit, like music, photography, videography, directing, screenwriting, you name it, dancing. We're able to do all of it. The AI uh, gave me a ability to kind of treat it like I treat it like CGI. Like when I need to add some special effects that will just be crazy to outsource, um, or almost impossible to do without like a crazy crew or like a crane or something like that, a crane shot or like a drone. I use it for that nature. But yeah, we'll get into that later on. I'll show you guys a couple of things I was working on. Also, episode one of the Don Blick series, the AI series I created, is also out on YouTube. You can take a look at that if you like. But yeah, let's get started to on a couple of these topics. And again, share the live if you guys want to share the live. And if you want to join the topic, go ahead and join the topic. All right. Yeah, I don't know who that is. Looks like some Spanish. So yeah, today's topic, or I'd say topic or theme for the show, would have to be atmosphere. Atmosphere. Atmosphere is, I think, atmosphere is everything. Because not being in the right atmosphere will almost completely take you out of the game. There are ways to overcome not being in the right place at the right time, having the right people around you, not having a nurturing atmosphere to really adhere to your strong points, your goals, the things that you want to do, the path that you're trying to take. There's a lot of roadblocks in the way when when you're not in the right atmosphere. Now, I bring up atmosphere because there are certain situations where we are not in control of our own atmosphere. So for one reason or another, you might be a child. A child is not in control of the atmosphere. We have to create an atmosphere for them. So hopefully the parents are able to provide a safe atmosphere for the kids, a nurturing atmosphere, so that whatever they're good at doing, they can build on that, and the things that they're not good at doing, they can build on that too, and try to get to the point where they're at least okay enough to function in society. So, with that being said, um, the atmosphere for any individual to be able to get to where you got to get to, if you're in the wrong room, so to speak, it's going to be nearly impossible. And I say nearly because it's not impossible, but it's nearly impossible. If you, for instance, let's say you're a violinist. I think there was a story of like a real famous violinist, real um popular in that realm. And so, they were in some subway station, I want to say New York or something, and they weren't really getting too many people that were paying a whole bunch of attention to him. And when they did pay attention to him, it was just like anybody else that you would see maybe walking by that might be performing outside. You might throw a couple dollars inside of a guitar case or something like that. But they didn't get the proper due, no standing ovations. They weren't screaming, at the end of a piece that he did, or anything like that. So that is someone that's still great at what they do. They're playing the violin. It could be at the same caliber as if they were on like a Broadway stage, or opera stage, or a stage or theater in general. But they're playing that piano the same way they would play whether they're in a paid venue or not. But they're in the wrong atmosphere for anyone to really appreciate the beauty in what that person's doing, the complexity of what they're doing. Like there's no respect value there because that person is in the wrong atmosphere for what they're actually doing in that particular time. So that same person, drop them inside of any theater, classical theater, opera, where it's where people respect what's good about that particular thing, and they thrive. The respect is reciprocated. They might buy some things, tap into your merchandise, your music, and all of that. But if you are not in the right atmosphere, you are not in the right place at the right time. I mean, Nip said it the best: when opportunity meets preparation. I want to put emphasis on the preparation part. You have to be prepared for that opportunity when it reaches you, if it reaches you. If you don't quit before it reaches you, you still have to be prepared for the opportunity. Shout out that reminded me. Shout out to La Russell for coming from the bottom and making it. My guy is signed to Rock Nation now, man. Like he is signed to the Rock, like for real. Like that shit is huge. Like it's monumental because he started independent. Like he started independent, got built the team, went out there, started just putting out content after content, and he's killing every song, man. He's giving you real I call it meat and potatoes because there's a lot of like bubblegum rap people like to call it, or microwave music, where it's good for a little while, but there's no longevity to it. It's like you eat that McDonald's sandwich, and it's like for the moment, it's like, all right, you where you need to be at, but in an hour or two, it's almost like you didn't eat it all. It's not good for you. It's not fueling you the right way. And so, like, shout out to him because with the type of music and the message that he has, and to have gotten the impact and the love that he's gotten. oh my God, man, like this shit gets me hype. It gives me hope for the future for hip hop music, for music in general. But yeah, shout out to him. But atmosphere, man, it's so important for people to really start controlling their atmospheres and the people that have access to them in those atmospheres, because everybody doesn't deserve access to you. I don't know if anybody's ever told you, but everyone doesn't deserve access to you. That doesn't mean you don't love them. Doesn't mean you don't respect them. But everybody don't deserve access to you, because the only thing that anybody in this life can really control is your atmosphere, right? So I need everybody to start controlling what they can. Control your atmosphere and take pride in your atmosphere, regardless of where it is. Your house ain't gotta be big. Your car ain't gotta be big. Or expensive. Um, but at the end of the day, the atmosphere that you create, that's like the only thing that you have in this world that you can control. So control that shit the best of your ability. Um, I also wanted to talk about the foundations, and that's going to lead me into like two different areas. One's political, one's going to be a little ethical. Um, there's an argument that likes to that people like to go around saying that. Um, one second. Oh, why it unmutes every time I do that? It unmutes itself. It's so ridiculous. It's all good, but there's an argument that some people like to have. I see it in comments. I've had it with certain individuals. Not often, but uh, there's a common theme about how what happened back in the past, whether it be slavery, whether it be the genocide of the Native American people. Uh, we can keep on going through genocidal situations that happen, but you get the picture. All of these situations. How does it not matter that that happened, or how does the people like to call it reparations, but it's just the repairing and the acknowledgement that some terrible atrocity happened, and the current the current people of the nation want to acknowledge it and make it right, or at least begin to. All right, let's talk about that. That's what reparations really are the acknowledgement and the empathy, the sympathizing, empathizing with that demographic of people, and knowing that you can't spend a pat on the back. Not only are we going to empathize with you, but we're going to try to right the wrongs the best we can, because yeah, we obviously all know that we can't go the fuck back. Like I know we can't go back, you know, and change what happened. But we also don't have to forget that we were like there's a whole couple demographics of people. Well, there's one real huge demographic of people that I'm thinking of that never got that empathy, it, so to speak, ever. You might say there were a couple programs opened up for us, but we all know who those programs, those DEI type programs, really helped benefit. I mean, the most. And not only is everyone's history, not only ours, but everyone's history is so important to where we all are now. You, how can you expect someone to just forget it, wipe the slate clean, and act like it never happened when it was never really truly acknowledged how terrible it was? And by acknowledgement, I mean the reparations and the repairing and the showing of the empathy. Like, what are you going to do about what happened? Like, let me throw a scenario at you guys. Right. So imagine, right. Let's say someone's house was stolen. Somebody just ran up at somebody's house 1890, 1900s. White person ran up in a black person's house, shot him, killed him, did whatever, took their house, act like it was theirs the whole time. Now it's 2026. Now if I know that this happened and I walk by your house and I know that that's my great 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 or great 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 or great, I don't know how many, three or four greats, however many greats it is. I know that's my great grandma, my grandpop house, and you walk the fuck out that joint. I'm like, hey, yo, that's my grandma house. Yo, y'all stole that shit back in the day. I got proof. And they say, imagine them saying, yeah, we know. Yeah, we know. But that don't matter because that happened back then. We didn't do it. Now I'm looking at you like, so you know what happened. They ran into the house and then they killed everybody. And then they took the kids and then they made the kids work for free for their whole life. And then they took the house and took the land. They made money on the land. Then they passed that money on to their family members. And then they went and got more businesses. And they still got the house. So technically their wealth, they're still building wealth with them just having the house alone. So the past don't matter. But you can keep all of the shit that you took too, as the past don't matter. So if the past don't matter, give all that shit up. Give all that shit back to all the people you took and go back and calculate how much it would have cost for everybody that still had, like, there are companies that are still around because their foundation was from the transatlantic slave trade. And the crazy shit is, you know the crazy shit? My lighter right. The crazy shit is, we know the companies that benefited. No one's making them pay up nothing. But guess what? Don't pay some taxes. Yeah, Wesley snipe your ass and put you in a cage so quick. Oh, I gotta pay these taxes. They can cut 29,000 programs. Don't replace them with none. But let me not pay my taxes for too long. I just don't see how it's okay when you do it, but it's a problem when I do it. So that analogy was just for me to just represent, like, the foundation matters. So where you start, no matter if it's a good place or a bad place, it leads you to where you are. So it doesn't matter if it's a good place or a bad place. Your foundation is literally guiding you towards where you are right now. So the past absolutely matters. Everyone's mother had a father, and they had a mother or father before them, and they had a mother or father before them. So at the end of the day, we are all accumulations of hundreds of years of lives that were lived. Just think about it. Think about everybody that came before you, right? You had a mom, you had a dad, and that mom had a dad, and a mom, and that mom had a dad, and mom, and all that, and so forth, and go back. All right, and then everybody was joined in that lineage. You came across. How does the past not matter if you are here right now? If the past doesn't matter, you wouldn't exist. There were hundreds of years of people that came before even your mom and your dad to make them so that you're here. So the past absolutely does matter. What they were eating, how they lived, it comes off in our genes, in our DNA, mannerisms, traumas. This shit is passed on. It's not just inheritance and things, monetary and out in life. Like, you could pass on trauma. because of the shit that the shit that you go through. So the past absolutely matters. The foundation matters. Your atmosphere matters so much. That shit matters so much. Oh my gosh, matters so much. And start talking about foundation, the Constitution itself. If your house is leaning because your foundation is broken, you don't just keep building on top of it, keep patching it up. Because that's what I look at. That's what I see, when you amend it and all of that, you're just patching it up. But it started broken. And what I mean by it started broken is it was a bunch of slave owners that came and took this land over, and they say, how do we keep it from somebody else doing this shit to us? So they came up with that Constitution. And in the Constitution, when it first started, we were just numbers. We might as well have been cattle. We weren't considered humans. So the Constitution was never made for us or Native American people. The Constitution, I believe, with my whole heart, that it was made so that the racist white people that finally or that made their way into the political positions of power and had the money, power, and influence, kept that money, power, and influence. That's why I believe the Constitution was there. And then through time, people are amending it and all of that because they're afraid to go back and just say, we need to redo this whole shit. How would you do it? I don't know. What would you put in it? I don't fucking know. But at least now, recognizing that the foundation is the issue, it's the start of the issue. You can't just ignore that this shit was made by rich, white, or powerful white slave owners in the beginning of the genocide of this continent that we call America. The foundation matters. The past matters. The history matters. Your atmosphere matters. And don't let them think that it doesn't. Now, what does the foundation mean to the infrastructure of our society? Um, Systemic racism, capitalism, classism, all these fucking isms, man. All these damn isms. Like I'm telling you, if it starts like that, how can you even begin to right that type of wrong? It started like the police department started rounding up slaves, capturing them and bringing them back to the place that they ran away from. How do you rehabilitate that? There's going to be some level of racist people on the inside in there because of how it started. There's a history of it. Brutality, that's what they did. How do we stop it? We have to recognize that the foundation is the start of the problem. And typically, you have to start from the bottom up in order to right the problem, right the wrong. So yes, that would start with some reparations. I mean, we were even promised some things that we were never given. Everybody else got them for whatever else they went through, and I'm glad that everyone else got the reparations for the horrible things and the genocides that their people went through. But yeah, man, people say illegal immigrants. Like, bro, I don't care if you call it conquering or taking over. Nobody of brown pigment can be an immigrant in North America. Not to me. Especially when we pretty much built this motherfucker with our bare hands and didn't get paid for it. Still ain't get paid for it. And now they want to take the shit out of the schools. They want to take this stuff out of the White House. Man, the shit, I can't believe this dude. Why would Trump? Well, we know why he would do that. Why would you? This guy, I'm just gonna play. I'm just gonna roll it. Why would you? Why would you do this? I don't even know why you would do this. Review all them Jones. Why would you do this?
The White House has taken down a Truth Social video depicting former President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama as monkeys. The White House says a staffer erroneously made the post. It was up for 12 hours. Senator Tim Scott posted to X, quote, praying it was fake because it's...
Bro, look. It was up for way too long. Way too long for you to act like that shit. Bro, you know what you was doing. So, you see this shit? I don't see how anyone is still throwing shots at, oh, it's the Democrats' fault. Oh, it's the Republicans' fault. Did you see what this dude just posted? For what? Why? It's Black History Month and you post this? Like, when is enough for anyone? That, like, I feel like I'm in the fucking Twilight Zone. How do people not see obvious wrongs with this shit? I don't yeah, I don't get it. There's some obvious wrong shit going on right now. Obvious wrong. That's why in the last episode I said if I have to explain to you why we're upset, it tells me everything I already need to know. We don't even need to have a conversation anymore. I don't even want to have it. It just says to me that we're not on the same wavelength. So, yeah. Why try to erase Black history? Because they guilty and they feel bad. They know it. Imagine being guilty for something and you ain't got shit to say other than, yeah, that was some nasty, crazy shit. Now you could now they could say sorry, but we know they personally weren't there. They could still feel sorry for it, and hearing it does feel a little better. Yeah, a little better, but knowing that, bro, like the shit that was going on for hundreds of years, and then you want everybody to not learn about it no more. Look at what the fuck this president just posted. And you wondering why we say we can't let people forget. We got presidents. This president just posted that and left that shit on his page for hours. Okay, and this ICE bullshit, ICE can just run up in your house now, no warrant, gunning motherfuckers down, no justice. He just allowing it. Y'all really think it's a Democrat Republican problem? This is a human being problem. This is a shitty ass human being that ain't got no business being where he at. He put people in place that ain't got no business being where they at. Only reason they there is to make sure they do what he want them to do. That's the only reason these motherfuckers is over there. That's it. And I'll be honest, that's the sorriest shit I ever seen in my life. People ain't got no spine. You like no experience in these positions, just putting weird. What the fuck? What in the actual fuck? Huh. On today's episode of What in the Actual Fuck? Nicki Minaj doing anything political. Sit the fuck down. What? Where are your credentials? Literally anybody else could be doing this job. I sat and thought about that for a while. I still don't understand what the fuck she has to do with politics at all. Can someone explain to me what the fuck she doing anywhere near a political podium? Shit, that ginger ale be hitting, boy. It's the Canada Dry though. The Seagrams, for some reason, it loses the fizz, the carbonation, way too fast. That shit way too fast. But that Canada Dry, boy, that shit good. That shit good, boy. Anyway, like I said, we are the accumulation of hundreds of years of lives lived. Don't ever let anybody forget that. Your past absolutely matters. Now, how much of your future does it dictate? That's up for you to decide. That's the beauty of free will and being in the present and being alive. We can choose to pivot whenever we choose to if something's not working right. We can put as much work as we want into any specific thing, any goal that we want. We can put as much time as we want into it. That's the beauty of free will. We got free will to wake up every day and do what we want, whether we like it or not, whether we love it or not. We have a choice. So what are we waking up and what are we choosing to do? The same old thing, expecting different results? Why? Why do we keep doing the same thing, expecting different results? Why does history keep on repeating itself? Been trying to answer these questions for a while. Really have. Listen to what this guy right here has to say about the Constitution and about how they did a 3/5 law for taxation purposes. Like that, and like we were never a part of this constitution, this foundation. We were never meant in their eyes to be on equal playing fields, to be equal, to be even looked at as human beings. We were never meant to. We, as in anybody that was not white coming from England, we were not meant to have what they had ever. And they tried to set it up so we never did. That is what this Constitution is. This Constitution is rich, white, racist people trying to keep it like that. They're trying to make sure nobody else comes in Native Americans, them. That is what it's for, to make sure no one else can do to them what they did to every other nation and every other place that they pulled the fuck up to. That is what the Constitution actually represents. I just found out the red, white, and blue flag that everyone flies and everywhere. That's the American war flag. There are other flags that represent American culture. Not just that one. Why are we always flying and putting on and for a war flag? I was yesterday years old when I found that shit out. Did y'all know that? I never knew that shit. Just out here just flying a war flag everywhere you go. War, war, war. Yeah, that's America. Oh, that's so goddamn American. Yeah, that lead with that, right? Yeah, why lead with empathy or understanding or compassion? Yeah, why lead with anything close to that? Why? Right? Ubuntu, I believe they call it in Africa. Ubuntu. Um there's also something they say about that if you look it up. And I'm starting to believe it. There's certain people that can't have it, that don't have it. They lost it, the ability to have that. Like how do you not feel for people and their families are getting ripped apart? I don't care if you hey, I got something for you. I'd rather deal with 100 million illegal humans coming into the United States of America than 100 million racist white people that have been here for too fucking long that think that the way they got here is okay. I'll take 100 million immigrants for 500, Alex. So fucking quick. Oh, we don't want anybody else paying into ours, taking away resources. Well, motherfucker, white people took away resources for hundreds of years for black people. Y'all still ain't give us our shit back. You talking about taking resources? Black Wall Street. We went and got our own shit, and y'all just came over. Y'all ain't even want to take it. They just wanted to burn it down. Resources? Motherfuckers is talking about they gonna take up the resources. Do you know what they was talking about? And it's a funny ass story too. I should look that shit up right now. What they was talking about, they was paying these ICE agents to come around and terrorize these people. Do you know what they was paying these people supposedly? That little $50,000 an hour bonus. So if you got money, $50,000 per person to join ICE to terrorize people, you ain't got $50,000 per person for a humanitarian reason. I no longer want to hear that they don't have the money or the resources. It's for reparations, for feeding homeless, or free Medicare, or free medical. I no longer want to hear that they don't have the money for it because they have $50,000 a person to join up for ICE to terrorize people and rip families away, lock kids up in facilities. They getting sick. They're not being schooled, and motherfuckers acting like they don't give a shit. Man, there was a guy. I should look this shit up too. Dude put a fake. He put a fake ICE hotline up there, and a teacher called it in for one of her students, one of her elementary school students. You disgusting little fuck. That shit pissed me all the way off. And come to find out, just because they were born in wherever they were born at, they had legal citizenship. And then even after that, you know what? I'll play the clip another time. But this is the world we're living in. This is the world we're living in. All right. And I just want people to start asking the right questions and realizing what they can control. Their atmosphere. You can control what you feed your brain. You can control the information that you feed yourself. You can control. There's certain things you can control, but we have to realize what those things are, and we also have to start asking the right questions. Um, foundation. Foundation's huge. Where are we starting from? I want my kids to start from a further place than I started from, and I feel as though I started from a further place than my mother did. So I want to have that feeling, that gratification, of seeing and knowing that, hey man, they had a lot more resources, a lot more choices than I did. Damn, yeah, whether it's for the technology age or because of what they're gonna inherit or what I provide for them. Building blocks. The past matters. You got to learn about it. You got to know where you came from. There's things that I learned, like even like I said yesterday and today, we're finding out about the war flag. I didn't even know that. I'm thinking that, oh yeah, it's the American flag. That's what it is. No, there's different ones. That's technically what that one is. I'm not saying there's a reason to not wave it all the time, but knowing what it is, like I don't want to always be representing, hey man, war, 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 war. I don't want to do that all the time. Like, hey man, put the fucking gun down for a second. Just chill out. I think America is just way too war heavy. If it wasn't war, what the fuck would America be known for? Ooh, talking about asking the right questions. What the hell would America be known for if it wasn't war, guns, bombs? What would we be known for? Nothing good. Oh, did it again. It does it all the time. Does it all the time. Oh, I think that shit died on me. It's okay. All right. Nope, nope. There was a few other things. Oh yeah, that was crazy. The body cam of Ice T when the police officer pulled him over and still gave him the ticket. Now, there's a thing about this that kind of bothered me, and it's because when somebody gets a little bit of power, um, hold on one second, guys. I gotta make sure I turn this thing off and switch this camera over. Okay. Let me see if that worked. Technical difficulties fucking suck. You know what? I like this shit because it's like live, so you kind of can see it. No, I'm going to turn it up. Yeah, I don't know why the fuck is playing around. There we go. Boom. Yeah, technical difficulties live, but fuck it. I'm running this shit by myself, and it's not the easiest, but I make it the fuck happen because I am the fucking man. Anyway, like I said, yep. Uh, the foundation is really everything. And your atmosphere is all you have. So make sure you control it to the best of your ability, and you realize what you can and can't control. That way, you know whether to pivot, whether you have to, you know, give something less time, less energy, or more time and energy. So to know when to do all of those, I mean, that's navigating life. You got to follow your instincts. You got to follow your core. But yeah, I appreciate everybody that tapped in today. Again, make sure you drop in the comments anything that you would like to talk about, whether it's a current event or whether it's music. Oh, Super Bowl on Sunday. Shit, Bad Bunny, all of that. Wow, and what they did with the fucking the alternate halftime show. Man, how could you possibly not be furious with some of this shit that go on? It'd be obvious and apparent, right? Um, But the good thing is, there's a lot of good people that do recognize what's going on. There's a lot of people that still fighting the good fight, whether they're on the political side, whether they're on the street side. Political, like Jasmine Crockett. I like how she articulates herself, as well as she doesn't back down from these fucking cowards. There's a senator, also from Detroit. Um, Drawing a blank on his name at the moment, but I love the way that he's moving his people over there, as well as standing up for what he needs to, and also not backing down. There's a lot of people that are doing things to make sure that this shit it starts to go does like, it's already off the rails. It starts to go back to what this democracy was supposed to be, um, which is a nation of checks and balances and empathy, a nation of empathy. That is why we didn't have any official language, because America is a melting pot of too many nations to have an official language. We can have a primary and a secondary, like what people speak more than not. That's just a mathematical truth. But to say, oh, English has to be this, like, look, everybody's not from England. England invaded this place in a nasty way, not a respectful way. So, regardless of what vocabulary you want to use, taking something that doesn't belong to you, that does not make it yours just because you got away with it. It doesn't make it okay just because you got away with it. And now you want us to forget about it so that everything that you took Don't nobody even remember you fucking took it. Well, guess what, motherfucker? You took that shit, and let me find out. Anybody, anything to do with the slave trade back in the day, as a company, boy, there's got to be some kind of cause. Like, is there a statute of limitation to taxes? Like, how long can they put your ass in jail for not paying taxes? How many years can you pay? Can you get away with not paying taxes before they lock your ass up? I can Google that, figure that shit the hell out. Because they want their money, but they ain't got to pay up for nothing else that they wanted for free. That's convenient, bro. That's so convenient. I'm not standing for it. That's why I get how I get when I talk about that shit. And I wish there was some. I want to have a conversation with somebody face. I want to tell me that my past don't matter. Oh, you weren't picking cotton, but the motherfuckers that was, they still in my blood though, because they had children, and then their children had children, and their line reached me. So I am part of them, bitch ass. Yeah. See, I be trying not to talk crazy, but it'd be so hard to talk about this subject and have any respect for the other side. And I'm not talking about my light skinned folk, like the white people that helped us out, houses when motherfuckers was looking for us and you know, actually help finance certain shit. There's people that was fighting, that been fighting the fight with us. They was getting killed too. I call them light skinned. The white people that couldn't just walk by and watch a motherfucker get mauled to death by a dog or get hung off of a lie. They light skinned. I don't consider y'all white, but the white folk, the white folk that would just not say nothing or partake, I ain't got no sympathy for you. That's why if I find out you one of them in front of my face, if I don't walk away, I would say it'd be furniture moving, but we finna be outside. We outside with it already. I'm not letting no racist shit slide. I could. I could. Hmm. Really hard to though. Really hard. I've only been faced with that situation a few times. And most of the time, I did very well. But some of them times, I did extremely well. Shit is crazy. But yeah, foundation, atmosphere. It all matters. You can't act like it don't. But let me see if there's any other things that I wanted to talk about before I get up off this, John. Let me see. Hmm. At what point does one fight? Huh. That's a good question. Between self-preservation and self-defense. That should be a topic for the next one. But as of right now, I think we're going to wrap it on up, buddy. Appreciate everybody for tapping in again. This is the JSP Podcast. I'm your boy Dante Knox, aka The Vibe. And yeah, this is episode 9. Shit, JSP Podcast episode 9, man. Give it up for y'all fellas, man. We made it through another fucking episode. Me ranting on, babbling on about shit. I promise you guys it's going to be a little bit more structured coming up. There will be more guests coming up as well. But I just wanted to tap in with you guys and see who wanted to say what. Make sure you put what you thought about whatever topic I was talking about in the comments. If you want to join the live, email me and say join live in the message, and yeah, I can pull you into the live, and then we could talk here. It will look like this, and then you will be somewhere on the side, and I can control all of that, and then that way everybody will see you. And if you have anything you want to see, we can look it up on YouTube, and we can play the audio and all of that. And like I said, we can have a good conversation. So, like I said, people, I appreciate everybody being here. And yeah, give it up for yourself one more time. Got another episode for y'all. Appreciate y'all being here. And like I said, next time we're probably going to talk about a little bit more about the AI. I'm going to go over some of the things that I did for the Don Blick episode, which is on my YouTube page. So if you guys go to DanteKnox@gmail.com or just type in Jersey South Productions in YouTube, my page will pop up. And that will be the video that we're talking about next time. So till then, y'all be safe, have a good weekend, and enjoy the Super Bowl. Let's do it.